voices down an empty street. Where did all the words go? Standing frozen in a desert heat. Is there something we know? And I ask myself, what could you have me do? Find my way home, bring it all back to you. Hopeless in a warm embrace. Tell me where you came from. Breaking even in an endless space. Is this how we move on? And you ask yourself, what is a life you knew? Find a way home and breathe it all in with you.
All right, joining us this evening for some song of Rapture. I know you are looking forward to it. I know I am. So I don't have a whole lot of announcements for this beginning of the session. Might have to talk about some stuff at the end, maybe. But I think everything is hunky-dory with all the games for the foreseeable future until something changes. Yeah, other than that, let's get right into it. Let's get right into some D&D, some Dungeons and Dragons. Thursday's game, Miss Your Omen. What have you got for us?
Currently, we're waiting on one more person, but we shall press on. Peter must come out of the woodwork at some point. Play Javen, but until then, we find our heroes, the Valiant Seven, returning to the new and recently refurbished Fallen Horse after a night of joy and festivity, only to find a familiar face, and to some of us, a face of disdain. But that's not my story to tell. Who could tell me what happened last time on the Song of Rapture?
Alright, let's see if I can do this off the top of my head. So, last time on Song of Rapture, it was Argos Day. Oh wait, but before that, we did a lot of recounting about what it is we did during our time away from Oakwell for a lot of us, and a bit of things here and there in Oakwell, a bit of downtime, some rest and relaxation, you know, traveling down to Broken Ridge and sending missives to your contacts and doing research and all that. But after we got back to town and downtime seemed to have wrapped itself up, we got into the thick of things, into the festivities, the celebration, the music, the food. Oh, the food, so good. And got to celebrate Argos Day, a time of thankfulness and joy for your fellow man. And Jody, in her astute, I guess, wisdom, decided that all of the other members of the Valiant Seven needed to help me with making sure everything was going up to par, I guess, with what I wanted for this celebration for Argos Day. People needed to be directed, and, you know, I had most of the things under control, but I found some busy work for most people. I had Persephone and Clyde gather some firewood for a bonfire, and sent Luna to go talk to Bea to get, well, permission to have a bonfire. That was a fun conversation. I didn't really have, for once, a use for Mr. Timberson. So I just sent him to go spread the word, as it were, and mostly just spend time with his siblings and let them enjoy the festivities and make sure they were supervised, of course. Other than that, I spent most of my time just enjoying how happy everyone was. I can't help but say I felt a little inebriated with just how good Argos Day is. What else took place? I got to spend some time with Luna and watch her try to convince Bea to let us have a bonfire. A very forceful personality, that one, and, well, we got to have a bonfire, which was quite useful for the performance that I wanted to put on. A bit of a dance of sorts, the dance of the Seven Veils, a little bit of magic, a little bit of, well, flair, and I dare say decent dancing. I'd like to think I did my best. People seemed to like it. There was some noticeable applause, though there were, well, at least one individual that was quite, how do you say, stone-faced, and quite, well, astute in his vision. A certain Vincent Autumnwood, I guess the younger brother of Logan, decided to, well, confront little old me after my performance and make some astute observations, seeing past my illusory magic and trying to call into question my presence here in Oakwell. Well, I guess if you do see a snake playing with your children, it is worrisome. But I did not pay him any mind, because it's Argos Day, and I cannot possibly have any ill will on a day as good as this one. So, with his attendant pulling him off to the side, I think I killed him. No, tried to kill him. But whatever, he made himself useful and pulled him away, and I got to speak with Logan some more and spend some more time with my comrades. As it seemed like, as people started to break off into dance, I tried to get the attention of Mr. Timberson, but he was quite slippery, actually. Got away from me pretty quickly before I could dance with him, which was unfortunate. I'm sure he'd have been fine. I could have guided him. but it seemed to disappear into the crowd. And I think go after his father? I'll keep an eye on him at least. As everyone broke off into pairs and Clyde got to dance with Baga, watching out for her very heavy footfalls. I swear I could feel them up through the stage. Almost threatened to stomp his little paws flat. And Persephone danced with... that woman she likes, I think? I don't know. There's so many people here to keep track of, and so few of them are useful. I got to dance with Luna, though. That was nice. She was very pleasant to dance with, pulling her up onto the stage and spending some time with her. She's a nice person, honestly. I don't know why she doesn't like Persephone so much. I don't know, I pulled her onto the stage as well, and we all just danced and enjoyed the rest of Argo's day before we sort of exhausted ourselves. It was late in the evening, and we decided to retire, I think, back at the Fallen Horse, see how the renovations had come along. Something seemed a tad amiss, though. I remember Jodie saying she was going to have some sort of unveiling of sorts, a sort of event, but it seemed to have been swept under the rug. I don't know why, but the inn does look much, much nicer, which is nice. I remember Gregory got pulled off, I think by... not Joey, not Nina, Sam. That's right, Sam called to him saying there was some eagle or bird at the door or something, and he had to go deal with that, finding Joey standing there with his wooden sword protecting their house. So noble. From a giant white eagle, which he got a letter from, and then it seemed to just fly off. So, who knows what that's all about? As the rest of us arrived at the Fallen Horse. I wonder if she's going to rename it. Probably not, right? It'd be busy and a bit difficult to do that, I think. People already know it as the Fallen Horse. Why rebrand it to something else? I don't know. We'll see. But that is all I can really recall. I was drinking a lot, and I just felt wonderful. So, by all means, if anyone knows anything I forgot, please speak up.
Go ahead.
Unbeknownst to everybody, as we were celebrating Argo's Day, it seems the Gilded Coffers were in town, a shady group that seems to have a rather growing influence, it would seem. And Javen, without much else to do, he learned that some members of the Gilded Coffers were actually looking for Jodie. What for, it was never really mentioned. So while everybody was partying the night away, Javen was keeping watch on the Fallen Horse. And it looks like the same Gilded Coffer members that spoke to Javen were trying to break open the Fallen Horse's door, which, again, without all of us realizing, is part of why the Fallen Horse's grand reopening may have been more quiet. I believe that was all that was missed to my knowledge.
Alright. Good job, you guys. Give yourself each a bit of DM inspiration.
Great job, everybody!
As while Gregory is tending to this strange phenomena, a bird arriving at his doorstep with a scroll. As he now opens it to find out what's inside, the party returns to the Falling Horse, kind of confused to see that Jodie's plan didn't seem to go off, and... well, they weren't alone. The Fallen Horse seldom has customers. Originally a problem, but sort of a luxury that the Valiant Seven have come to know. It sort of made this place their home rather than a public place. But now with guests, they have to get used to having unfamiliar faces resting in their halls. But unfamiliar these faces are not, as two of them now rest before you, one of them with a look of interest rather than disdain, the other a cheeky smile from what we remember to be a cowardly little man. As you all return, sans Gregory, to the Fallen Horse to see Jodie and Javen sitting across a table from Lady Blackburn, a noble from the city of Broken Ridge to the north, and Magnus MacDonald, and a very eccentric salesman from the very same city. And all scattered throughout the bar, sitting at various tables, are strange faces, most of them garbed, and it looks like simple leathers and black cloaks. But they do wear the insignia of what looks like Broken Ridge. It looks like they may be members of either Blackburn or McDonald's crew. But we return to the scene. As Blackburn turns to face you, you see the wrinkles in her face creasing ever so deeper as she meets your gazes and gives you a very soft and coy smile. Ah, there you are. I've been wondering where
Jody,
the
are you?
7. Oh, okay. Just talk over me then.
It's okay. You can keep going. I don't like her either. Like,
No, go ahead. As you speak to Jody, and she ends up silencing herself, biting her tongue a bit, and looking straight at you, Luna. Jody just sort of gives you a look and clears her throat. Yes, it seems we've been visited by her, Lady Blackburn, and her associate, Oh, please, you can call me Magnus McDonald. I don't believe we ever met.
I don't take this the wrong way. I wasn't expecting you, Magnus, to be associated with Lady Blackburn.
Oh, of course I associate with her. I have my own little district in the Isons part of the city. I think I told you about it. You all didn't forget about Odds Ends, did you?
So you've upgraded from a pawn shop to a whole district?
I mean, it's not a pawn shop. I've always lived in the Ison district. I mean, just because I've been rolling in some hay and hiding in a cave doesn't mean I'm not of noble standing, of course. And of course, Lady Blackburn.
Part where that hay was the latrine of goblins in that cave.
Well,
I don't blame you for not mentioning it, though. It's rather gory.
Yeah, a man must do what he must to survive. But at any rate, Lady Blackburn here, she is part of the Board of Trade in Broken Ridge, as you see. So, of course, any knowing and loving merchant in the great city of Broken Ridge would want to be in her high esteem. Isn't that right, Blackburn? Lady Blackburn, I'm sorry. She just looks down, just looking at Magnus with a bit of growing frustration in his eccentric speaking after being interrupted already. She sighs. Yes, little Magnus, you do hold an important part in Nisan. But that is not why I'm here. I must say, this little festivity that you all held in this town, quite an eccentric one indeed. I can't recall the name of this Argos people have spoken of, but it certainly sounds foreign. Exciting indeed, but such festivities aren't for me. Tell me, how goes your crusade, I suppose, against the centaurs? My little task I gave you, how long has it been now? 3 months?
Oh, well, I mean, we got a little sidetracked, saving the world from the Grey Bite.
I heard of that.
We figured it would
Valiant
probably
Seven.
be better to save, Broken Ridge, before killing the centaurs.
Saving it from that deadly plague. Oh, I understand. But I must say, time has been ticking. And while you have been saving, the world, as you say, things have continued to move. I must say, in unfortunate ways. Have you heard what's been going on in the north? The incident.
No, I haven't.
Incident.
Javen, have you heard what's going on up there?
Javen just sort of coughs and looks away from the group.
Oh, what about you, Samantha or Luna?
How would I have heard of what's going on in the north? I went down south, silly. As I just pour myself
I
a
thought
glass
you went
of
to
wine.
the north before, though, didn't you?
I went to Broken Ridge a while back, yes. It seemed like things were a bit tense with the centaur thing. It seemed like people were wondering why no one had done anything about them at the time. But we had other business to attend to, so...
I see. That's quite unfortunate. You are right, Samantha. There have been tension. People in Broken Ridge are also looking for work. And when they hear that there's a problem just within reach, of course they want to solve it. Albeit, knowing who the help would be offered to. Such a wealthy city as Broken Ridge, People deepen their palms when asking for payment. The people of Broken Ridge will take whatever you have, as long as it helps you.
Oh, they're trying
It's
to
why I
exploit
love.
you.
It's why I love these little towns like Oakwell. People here are so generous. It's not about the money. It's about helping the others. Saving your countryside, and she motions to you, Clyde. Saving the world.
Oh, that's
But
true.
I must say, I suppose I must be the bearer of bad news. People have been dying up north to make this
no.
road. No, indeed. Soldiers and mere workers, guards who've been positioned to help dig out the roads. They've been raided time after time, and we've done all we can to supply them with aid. But it seems this time they've gone a little too far. You might be hearing in time the deaths of a certain, well, what do they call them here? Adventurers, that's it. A couple of poor unfortunate souls lost their lives recently, traveling to the north. One of them, their names, I believe it was Flynn, some sort of young, strapping, I must say quite handsome adventurer. And among him, a dragonborn of black scale. I believe his name was Vega. They were simply traveling to the northern road, happened to see the workers, and, well, while staying the night with them, met with an unfortunate attack by the Zephyr-Toon centaurs. I must say, yes, that's what they're called. Did not hear while you were in Broken Ridge their names.
I cannot say that I had.
Quite an ill-informed travel then, I must say. A bit disappointing to hear. But nevertheless. Word will reach Oakwell soon that some of their adventurers have been slain. And at this point, I must say, the wolves are barking at my door, and my hands will soon be tied. But I feel I have offered you a deal.
Right.
Something that I would hate to resign away simply for such an unforeseen circumstance. So instead I offer a renegotiation of our terms.
Oh,
Previously I offered 3,000 gold pieces
right.
for handling the centaurs. I felt there was a nature of discontent with the idea of simply removing them, and that's completely understandable. I would never force your hand to do such a thing. But now that, well, Oakwellian blood has been spilled, I can only imagine there'll be others, less benevolent as the Valiant Seven, who may wish for redemption, even if it comes with a touch of coin. So I will give you this.
Right.
In 1 week's time from tomorrow, word will reach from Broken Ridge to Oakwell of the incident that occurred.
Right.
Your people will be aware of what happened. And with that, I cannot simply sit by and hold this contract in your hands. I must open it.
Oh.
But if you take care of this problem within 1 week,
Right.
you can handle it as you will, and you will receive payment. And you can treat the centaurs however you wish, as long as you can guarantee there will no longer be a problem for my workers. But if you stray from this, if you take too long,
Right.
a bounty will be open for their extermination. We cannot allow them to continue killing these people, killing your people, for 5,000 gold pieces. That being said, if you do have a change of heart and you do wish to see them wiped out, the payment would also be yours, of 5,000.
Oh.
Do we not get 5,000 pieces if we send them away?
Oh no, we'll get 5,000
No.
either way, Samantha.
You'll keep your contract if you get it early. You can handle them however you want. But if they continue to be a problem within the next week, then the contract must be open to a bounty, and payment will be supplied when they are killed. If you wish to have your own way, you must act in haste. I can only hold the hounds back for so long.
That's fine, but you didn't quite answer my question. If we handle this for you before the hounds come beating at your door, how much are we being paid?
Oh, it depends how you handle them, as I said, darling. If you exterminate them, I would gladly pay you the 5,000 gold pieces. But you must prove to me that they're all gone.
Oh.
And if we find a new home for the tribes or something fantastical like that, how much then?
The amount we agreed on before. If you wish for leniency, you must accept the lower pay.
Of course.
It will be your word against the certainty of their removal.
No,
Right.
these sorts of tribal things typically have more than one tribe. You specified the Zephatoon centaurs, but how many tribes of centaurs are along this route of yours?
There were many before, but the Zephatoon centaurs have seemingly taken over the area. They are quite large and quite expansive in number, I must say.
Have you tried?
And recently,
Have you tried
Try
negotiating with the
negotiate?
centaurs? Yes, of course.
They don't try to negotiate. Those
I
who
didn't
try
ask
to
about
speak with these
them.
creatures.
Oh
The
no,
others-
Have you tried
sometimes
to negotiate?
if you try to negotiate, Persephone, they just answer it with the head of a spear or that of an arrow.
Or a net that captures those poor workers, those
Oh, they
unarmed
use
men.
nets!
Indeed, they've used nets and all sorts of strange, rudimentary tools. Those they don't kill, often they'll take with them back to wherever their camp lies.
Wait, what do
We've
they do
tried.
with them?
I don't know, Catman. But nonetheless, we've tried to speak with them, although I don't think many speak common. And those who do have simply strode forward with weapon in hand, threatening. They don't seem too keen on persuasion. Although you are the Valiant Seven, and you did save the world, perhaps you can do what most cannot.
Huh.
Do you know what their numbers are like?
I can't say for certain, but considering they were able to take over many of the other centaur camps in the area, I must assume at least 100 or more. They are many and they are far spread. You can see why this is an issue.
Are you able to tell if their territory, if your road goes directly through their territory or if it's on the edge of it?
I can't speak for the nature of centaurs, darling. They are nomadic and they spread far. When they come bearing at our roads with spear in hands, I can only assume we're apparently stepping on their toes, or their hooves, I suppose. But nonetheless.
So, give or take 100 strong, 5,000 gold pieces.
Well, I mean, obviously you don't have to kill all of them, Samantha.
She
Usually
did
if you
say
wipe out
extermination.
half of them. Well, no, but usually if you wipe out half of a tribe, they kind of, back up and go away.
I would prefer if you made them go away permanently. All of them.
Oh.
You see,
genocide.
I cannot promise the people of Broken Ridge, or even your people, that you'll be safe traveling this road if but one single one lives. As one can hold a spear in their hand and charge down an innocent traveler, your safety is not guaranteed. Not until that road is built to Ran Hold and arms can be supplied.
If we were to broker an alliance with a remainder of them, would that be insufficient for you?
If you can guarantee there will no longer be a problem within 1 week, you'll receive your payment. Those are the terms of our condition.
Right. But, I mean, what if it takes a little longer than a week, but we still do it? And, are you going to be here in Oakville, or are you going to go back to Broken Ridge, or...
Oh, I will be back in Broken Ridge. And I must say, if it takes longer than a week to accomplish, there may be some leniency. I only offer you a fair bit of warning, is that there may be hunters at your heels the longer you take. If you spend too long negotiating with these savages, and more hunters from Oakwell come to claim the bounty, well, you may find yourself at an impasse.
I'm sure some form of negotiation can be handled. Have you enjoyed the festivities? I heard you were commenting on them earlier. I know they are foreign to you, but it had to have been pleasant, of course.
Oh, the music was... It was certainly interesting. I don't partake in such rural festivals of sorts. I'm more of an in-house ball, dance, and drink sort of lady. These things.
Yes, balls are quite nice, but you will not find them here.
So it's settled then. We have a week.
Oh, wait.
1 week.
Lady Blackburn, are you like in charge of Brokenridge?
In charge, no. I am but one of many who reside on the Board of Trade. We help establish trade routes and monitor what travels along them.
Oh.
I help keep the coin flowing into and out of this great city. But am I in charge? No.
How many people are on the Board of Trade?
For now, there are 3, although we are currently looking for a 4th.
Oh,
You
that's
see Magnus sort of write himself up.
Oh, God.
This is an open spot.
And Persephone like looks directly at Magnus like, oh, I see now.
How about this, though, Lady Blackburn? We're going to add a little bit thing to it. Could you ensure that anyone that comes down from Brokenridge to Oakwell, could we have a bit of a monopoly and just have them stay here at the Broken Horse? Or the Fallen Horse?
You wish for me to guide travelers from Brokenridge to this inn?
I mean, look at it, Jody. Look, she made it really nice.
Perhaps
For
if
what-
we're successful, it would make the most sense.
Obviously, we're going to be successful.
I must say, that sounds very charitable, Clyde. But I believe my hands are already full of charity, holding this contract for you for so long. What would be in it for me?
Well, what do you want?
It's not much of an offer, I must say. I must say, as great as your fame is, Clyde, you the Valiant Seven, all I want for you is to take care of this problem and ensure that my road can be built. That's all I want.
Oh, wait, you don't want like any revenge on him or anything? Like maybe get a little calf or something?
Little calf. Listen, as admirable as it is to say, to offer me a trophy of this problem solved, I must say, I really wish to clean the land of this problem. All I want is a road. I do not care who we have to face and who we have to slay, or who we have to negotiate with to build it. I want my road.
Oh, because it'll help with the trade.
Exactly. She reaches out and actually pets you very brazenly on the head, Clyde. You're such a funny little cat man.
Alright.
All in all, it makes sense to me. 5,000 gold pieces. People are dying. They need to go that way. See what we can do. I do not know, even with my silver tongue, if negotiations will be effective, but there's no harm in giving them a try at first. If not, well then... I doubt I'll get any objections out of Gregory. He sees everything as monsters.
Wait, Lady Blackburn, how is it that you've never been attacked on the road?
I am very well guarded. A Board of Trade member would never travel these roads without the proper arms at their side, even if you can't always see them.
Oh, because Magnus isn't part of the... That's why he got captured.
Magnus sort of turns his head a bit.
I was ask, actually, what are you here for exactly? Are you just her aide?
Oh, I mean, as much as I would love to be Lady Blackburn's aide, I am, Lady Blackburn asked me to assist her in this transaction, to bear witness to this verbal contract she seems to be forming. So there's no misgivings either way. Of course, Miss Blackburn would never twist anyone's arm or or lie about anything like that. No, she's too wonderful. She's too fair. That's why she's on the board of trade.
Your nose is getting really brown. You should probably just get that out of that ass real quick.
Get out. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Do either of you, well, I'm sure you must have some sort of property on the wall.
On the what?
To be honest, I don't own anything on the wall. I just manage who goes on it. Well, after talking to that little funny tiefling man, he's the one who runs the wall.
Oh, is he another member of this board?
The board itself, yes.
I see.
Well, that's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how come you're the one that's coming and asking us, and not someone else on the board?
Well, I believe that the other two have been enjoying the festivities as they are.
Oh, they're a bit of drunk, see.
I wouldn't call Vincent much of a drunk. He doesn't partake in the alcohol.
Oh, Vincent's on the
Oh,
board.
the women.
Oh yes, the Autumnwood name carries great weight in Brokenridge. Sort of funny to see little Logan sitting here in his little town, in his broken-down mansion, with his petty food, knowing he could simply travel north and live in much greater luxury.
Well, regardless of what the state of the latter is, being on top of it is still nice.
It certainly is. But I will leave you with one more thing, as she turns to Jody. I've recently heard that sometimes, when information travels down from Broken Ridge to Oakwell, it somehow finds its hands here in the Fallen Horse. Although it's often meant to reach the bulletin boards and the true boards themselves in front of the Watchman's post. And I heard that you, Miss Jody, are quite keen on seeing information, handling it as it comes in and out of town. I'm not making any accusations, sweetheart, not after knowing your father. But I will say this. If I were to help you, as Clyde said, bring traffic into your little inn, would you ensure that the information I'm sending down from Brokenridge, the bounty and the news, were to reach Oakwell as intended? No sleight of hand, no stalling of information. And Jody just stares her down for a moment, but Persephone, with your very keen senses, you can sort of see her throat rise and fall, and just the slightest bit of sweat go down Jody's neck. I will certainly try my best. If you promise to keep people coming to the Fallen Horse, of course. Simple transaction. Of course, darling.
Oh,
Is that
that all
just for
sounds good
this
to me.
missive? Or is that supposed to be going forward?
I just believe for this one. I would love to see all information go where it is needed, but I cannot control such things. But for the centaurs, I must insist that information go where and when it is needed. And I must say, I'm going to rely on you, Jody, as she just completely turns away from you, Samantha, to make sure this information reaches when it's supposed to and where. And I trust that you will take this into your kind, considerate, and capable hands. Because this inn, Miss Fallen Horse, it is quite magnificent, I must say. Never walked into it before when it was that drab little building around the corner. But now it is quite nice, almost like your father's inn. And I would hate to see it burn to the ground.
Oh, don't worry, it won't burn. It's got a nice new fireplace.
Oh, fantastic. Well, at any rate, men and Magnus, I believe we must bid them adieu. The night is long, and I'm grown quite weary. Oh, Come on, Lady Blackburn, let me take your hand. I can guide you. The streets are dark, and I'll tell you, I can quite see well in the dark. As this tiny man takes her hand very gingerly, begins to walk.
As they start leaving, I'm going to telepathically tell Pity to trip her.
Ooh. Let's see. As your mind sort of reaches into yourself, you've been sort of feeling like you have this entity swimming throughout your own body. Ever since you bonded with Pity, you can share a body for quite some time. And then after you say this, you feel a sort of a shiver, and you feel this sort of, not emptiness, but a return to self, as this feeling leaves your body. And as Lady Blackburn begins to walk, Luna, roll me a d20. Ooh, you see the rug beneath her feet sort of shuffle a little bit, but Magnus, who seems to be leading the way, ends up tripping on it himself. He's walking forward with Blackburn, and suddenly the rug moves beneath his feet, and he releases her hand, falls forward, and just crashes onto the ground in front of her. Oof!
Whoa. Oh, Magnus, are you alright?
I'm fine. Oh, this rug's a little slippery. Oh, must be new.
Oh, it is.
Magnus, please watch where you're walking and don't make a fool of yourself. If you wish to be a member of the board, you must always keep appearances.
Of course, you can't flounder your dramatic exit.
Oh, it's just, slippery rugs, of course.
Alright, goodbye. Have a great night. Oh, you forgot your guards.
Yep, and as one by one, a lot of these thugs, looks like men in dark garbs, get up, stretch out, give you guys a quick eyeball before they, along with the rest of the men, depart. Oh god.
As the entire map moves and we all die. Oh no, everyone died.
Everybody died.
It's okay, Lady Blackburn's still there. Oh, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's kind of fucking evil, but not super evil. At least she doesn't want to torture children.
I don't know that she's necessarily evil. Perhaps Machiavellian, certainly.
She's coy.
A what?
It means you like to manipulate people, Clyde.
Oh, like you!
Yes!
Oh! Oh, that's like every rose has its thorn.
Jody,
Similar to a friend.
does Lady Blackburn and your father have a long history? You looked abnormally tense at this meeting.
It's simply, well, as you say. Everyone knew Oscar. He was quite a famous barkeep, but it is more the woman sitting before me. That spider of a woman. She is everything that Broken Ridge makes a person. Everyone at one another's throats, everyone reaching for what they want and not truly caring on who gets stepped on along the way. You all recall, the reason I've been able to get you guys work, for the most part, has been through pulling strings, calling in favors, and ensuring that information reaches us before it reaches the rest. I believe she's quite keen on my methods, and I believe the job and the opportunity she offered at the end is not that, more of a threat. Especially punctuated at the very end there, I must say. Lost a bit of her temper. I must attribute that to you, Clyde. Well done for wearing down her patience.
Oh, good. Wait. Yes, yeah, good.
I think we should head to Broken Ridge immediately. It would give us more time to handle the situation. So it'd be better than trying to leave in a couple days from now. Gives us the full week.
Wait, I thought the centaurs weren't in Broken Ridge.
She's trying to create a road between Broken Ridge and Ranhold towards the north.
Oh.
The safest route would be using a road from Oakwell towards Broken Ridge, and then going towards the west.
Well, did she put it on our map where the centaurs were all that time ago?
I'm going to just unfurl my map and draw a straight line between Broken Ridge and Ranhold. This is where she wants her road. Ah, yes. Straight line.
Oh, so she wants it. Oh, like this.
Right there.
Right. Oh, so wait. So where are the centaurs?
Well, if the road is being started around Broken Ridge, then they need to be anywhere around here.
Okay. Right. But
And it sounds like the construction of the road has already begun.
it doesn't
So we
it
just
take
look
at
for
least doesn't it take at least a week to get up to Broken Ridge?
You know, if you're walking on foot, it would take quite some time. If you had horses, it might cut the time in half. But it's still quite some time. Bit of a pressing task.
Oh, we should probably go then. Wait, where's Gregory?
He was blown away by his siblings.
Oh, he's such a good big brother.
Yep. As do.
The mouse feast on my flesh in the gutter.
As people are looking at the map and suddenly realizing, hold on, where's Gregory? Gregory, we cut back to you, who now holds this scroll case in his hand. This bird managed to fly away, and Joey took a swing at it, but after things sort of calm down and the kids are back in the house, you're looking at this it looks like it's a letter that somehow was rolled up like a scroll inside this case. And you're shocked when you see it, because it's just a bunch of nonsense. It looks like these tiny little dots, like pips of sorts, arranged in, it looks like the spaces of like where letters would be, but it's just dots after dots after dots, and can't really make heads or tails of it.
Hell is this? Oh, alright. Damn it. Pear was still around. Hell. I'm gonna go inside the house. Sam?
Is the bird gone?
Yeah, it flew off. You look at something?
Did the bird leave it?
Yeah, it left this, it left a message or something, but it just, I
It
mean,
left a mess? I don't want to look at it.
it's a message, Sam. Just, it's a
Oh!
piece of parchment, but, it ain't got comment on it. It looked like some other language to you. It don't look like Dwarvish.
You see Sam sort of clambering out, a bit careful. You see him putting down, it looks like it was like the top of his desk that he took off the thing, sort of used as a shield, hiding behind it, but he ends up laying it back where it goes. And then looking at the letter. You see him actually admiring the parchment itself for a bit. You notice that some of his books were old and the pages were somewhat frayed and torn and somewhat tea-stained. And this one actually looks quite pristine. He's sort of handling the material for a moment before shaking his head and reading what's on it. This just looks like a bunch of dots. This isn't a language.
That's what I thought.
Oh, hold on. These are numbers, I think.
What do you mean they're numbers? They're just
Yeah,
dots.
but they're numbers in a row. They're like, it's like when you see when you go down to the bar, you go to like the Silver Skink and you see people throwing dice. They're like those. They're like dots. And there's like in here spot, and it's like someone put a bunch of numbers on this paper. Does that mean, Greg? Do you think this is a code?
I reckon. I don't know. Hell. Damn. Hell. Yeah. Give it back to me, Sam.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll be right back. All right.
Okay.
Y'all lock the door when I'm gone. All right.
See, you see Joey sort of come around the corner. I have the real sword out in case the bird comes back. As you see him holding this black blade that Luna got him.
Good on you. Just yeah, don't let anybody inside. I'm sure the bird's fine, but just it's getting late. I'll be back in a bit, but Jody's doing a thing, and yeah. Just don't worry about it. I don't know what this is. Probably some mistake or some.
All right. Don't be gone too long. Wham! Door slams.
I don't have to slam a damn door on my face. Start to walk back to the fallen horse and got ideas in my mind. Scroll, whoever sent it to me, obviously they wanted to put it like this because I knew I wouldn't be able to read the damn thing, and they wouldn't be sending some weird scroll on a bird to the kids. There's only one other person that be involved in something like this, but yeah. Let's talk to his son bitch ass sometime. But not tonight. Not tonight. I just pocket the scroll, trying to think of how I'm even supposed to do that. But heading toward the fallen horse to make sure everything else is going alright. Is Joey supposed to have a grand opening? And also, maybe if I could talk to her about it or something.
Gotcha. Yep. Walking down the dark street, you see some torchlights still starting to hold some light to them, shedding your path before you, but they're starting to dim now as the night's getting on, and eventually you reach the fallen horse about the end. Apparently, you may have seen a couple people walk by of grand stature, but the lights were so dim you didn't take too much notice of them. As eventually you come back to the fallen horse.
Yeah, they start to approach, sort of expecting there to be more life around, but apparently not. Hey, y'all, is it everything all right?
Oh, there's Gregory.
Lady Blackburn said we had a week to do it because she thinks that's how long it would take for us to get there by the time we get there to solve the problem. Persephone's just like in her own world staring at the map,
Gregory,
talking a mile a minute.
Gregory's here, Persephone.
Persephone.
What?
We can make it
going
there in
on?
more than enough time. Oh, it's Gregory!
What
Perfect.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, you did say that, didn't you, Clyde?
I did. Are you drunk? Yeah,
No.
you're drunk, Samantha. You're drunk.
I don't
You're just
get
like
drunk, Clyde.
Javen. Just 2 peas in the pod.
Jody, what's going on? I thought we were opening.
There have been some unforeseen circumstances that have changed our plans. As you may have picked up among the squabble, as she gives everyone sort of a harsh glare, we were visited by Lady Blackburn.
Oh,
She came to press upon the matter regarding the centaurs. Seems things are a bit more dire.
I completely
killed
forgot
somebody
about
from
all
here.
that. What do you mean die? People ain't getting hurt, is they?
Yeah, they killed somebody from Oakwell. What did they
2
say? Like
people,
Flynn? Flynn or something?
Flynn and Vega, 2 adventurers. I don't know what they were doing going up to Broken Ridge, but apparently they camped out with some of the workers that were making the road, and, well, those workers were raided, and they were caught up in it. So now it's a much more pressing matter.
I'm guessing Lady Blackburn weren't too happy with lack of getting things done. I suppose she give y'all an earful.
Not really.
No, but the terms have changed.
She's
Like-
she's kind of a schemer. What did you call her? A spider lady?
All right then. Well, what's happening? What's going on?
In 1 week, the information about the Oakwell-based adventurers that were killed by the centaurs is going to be known around here. And when that happens in a week, Lady Blackburn is going to open up the contract and turn it into a bounty. 5,000 gold pieces to kill all the centaurs. We have a week to get up there and handle the situation however it is that we please.
Our payment will be dependent on how much of a guarantee we can provide that they will not trouble her efforts any longer. Extermination, 5,000 gold pieces. Negotiations to be determined.
So, question though, we either try to save them or we kill them, right? Because if we don't kill them, someone else is going to kill them. Then someone else will get all the gold.
Well, worse than that.
Jody won't get a cut.
Well, not worse than the second bit, but worse than the first bit. I don't know that... Well, I like to think of myself as being rather special, and I don't know that all of the other adventurers here are quite so inclined to all work together. And the way that Lady Blackburn explained things, talking about the Zephyrtune centaurs and their, well, congregation of all of the various tribes up north, makes this sound like quite a difficult task. So not only would we lose out, but I wager a fair number of people who are residing here now would lose their lives in the attempt.
That's true. Although, I have learned that gold is one of the greatest unifiers of people that like to murder things.
Did she give like a gold ahead or something if it goes to a bounty?
No, just 5,000 gold to exterminate them along the road she's trying to build.
She estimated the numbers would be just above 100 or so. So if you, I don't know, add 20% onto that, 120 divided by 5,000.
This is the only section of the road that isn't complete, correct?
I don't think the road's made a lot of progress due to the centaurs
Why
interfering.
didn't she start at the other side and come back?
Because she's from Broken Ridge.
Well, I know, but if you get stuck, you should... That's just simple project planning.
I think Broken Ridge, I may be wrong, but I think Broken Ridge has a bit more of the resources and manpower to actually start the project, and that the place they're connecting with is a bit removed from the rest of Mobia.
And if this is an initiative on Broken Ridge's part to broker more efficient trade with Ranhold, it only makes sense that the road begins there, instead of putting the initiative on Ranhold.
I know, but if I was building a road from the east to the west, and I got stuck like a mile out of town, I would just go all the way around from the west and start going east.
Wait, we
meet in the middle.
ain't building the road, is we?
No, we're gonna go kill some centaurs.
But
Or negotiate.
Why does it matter how they build the road then?
Because why would you just stop and get stuck in one spot when you could still be...
It's just something on Clyde's mind.
He gets transfixed on the most interesting of things.
It's true, I do. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's
So if we head out like tomorrow, right? Because
that's what
we
I
on
was thinking.
a deadline. It'll take us a week to get up there, so we got
horses, though.
We just
a long ways off. But we got a week head start, everybody, right? By the time we get there,
yeah.
everybody here will be hearing about it.
Mm.
It makes me wonder why none of the adventurers in Broken Ridge... I guess she did say that people up there are a bit more inclined to push a bit harder on their side of the scale, so maybe she's just...
They probably
not
wanted
posting.
10,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, probably. You're not probably wrong.
She's thinking on...
gold pieces.
Wait, does that mean that we're not really worth
about
much?
the 5,000 gold pieces as if that is the goal.
Okay, fine. 3,000 gold pieces.
I mean, one thing we need to understand, Persephone, is that these people have been killing people on site. We can go there, and we plan on negotiating, but if we get attacked, we have to fight back. I'm not dying for these centaurs.
Right. And I agree. I just don't like all this talk as if it's a given that we're going to have to use violence.
It's probably a given that they're going to use violence against us.
I mean...
Yeah, centaurs been around for a long time, and they're exactly the most peaceful folk.
Not all of them, but there are tribes known for being more open to talking.
That's
And
I
it
don't
It's
think
fair,
it's none of
but
those
it's not
tribes
this
up
time.
It
north.
didn't sound like Lady Blackburn had done any negotiating with them in the first place. For all we know, they could have just started constructing on land that the centaurs believed was their own, and then that's when they started attacking. They probably have no idea what the real situation is.
You know what, Persephone? You're absolutely correct. And if anyone can make this into a peaceful resolution, it's you.
Assuming we don't get killed on
Persephone's eyes,
sight.
like Persephone first, Clyde. She looks like she's gonna like rip your head off because she thinks you're gonna tell her she's wrong. And then when you say that she can do this, her eyes like suddenly get wide, like that shrinking feeling, like oh fuck.
I'll remind you that I was the one that negotiated with the Splinterbacks, not Persephone.
No, but the Splinterbacks aren't exactly the most smart people out there.
And you waited
I have a
so
feeling
long.
that you also
Samantha brings up a really good point. The Splinterback situation, what's going on with the Centaurs could be similar. The Splinterbacks were driven from their home. And
didn't
were
we
able to
cow the
negotiate with-
Splinterbacks though?
Wait, weren't you gonna eat some like guts or something?
That was a different tribe, Javen, far before your time.
Jody, have you been telling Javen of our adventures? Did we even tell
Yeah.
him our adventure?
Well, I told them about the adventures.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when I killed that axe beak and we ate it.
So what was this about? 3,005?
Well, if we go
1,000
and
just
kill
to deal
everyone,
with the situation and ensure
Right.
that they will not
a peaceful
stop the construction of the road. 5,000 if we
kill them all.
terminate them, yeah.
Genocide. I learned that word in the temple. It's genocide. It's
Or
when you
if we
kill
provide an
everyone.
absolute guarantee that they will not be troubling her any longer. If we thin them
For all we
down.
know, they see some people moving out. Centaurs kill on sight. Very few survivors.
I mean, if they were to try that and just throw spears at us or shoot arrows at us, then we would have to defend ourselves. There's no denying that.
But maybe we just knock one out and then actually talk to it when we tie it up.
That might make them a little more aggressive.
But we gotta
Let's
stop the
go.
dialogue somehow.
We won't
I'm
know
just gonna
how
stand
to-
up and start walking towards the stairs and just go turn around and say, either way, we're just talking in circles right now. We're not completely certain of what's going to happen. We might as well
True.
be prepared to leave for tomorrow and get there as quickly as we can.
Indeed, time seems to be of the effort. Well spoken, Luna.
You know, sometimes I think Luna's the wisest one of us all. Oh shit, I gotta get going! I gotta go see Barga!
Oh, alright, I'll see y'all tomorrow then. We heading out? Heading north?
Yeah.
Are we going to Broken Ridge or west?
We should start on the path towards Broken Ridge.
Alright.
Wait, what? Are we leaving like at 7 or 8?
Just a dawn, I'm supposing?
Oh, dawn's early.
God.
I think she's going to sleep it off.
As Javen slams down his cup. Right. Oh. Alright, so. We, wait, hang. Clyde, wait.
What?
As he reaches into his pouch. It's like, alright. Here's 80 gold for you. 80 gold for you. 80 gold for you. 80 gold for you.
What are this?
I brokered that, the goods that we found.
What? Wait, we found
Goods?
Yeah, the goods.
What goods?
Oh, we fucking nice.
Thank you
Yeah.
for delivering on
Yeah.
my portion of that, Javen.
There you go.
Is there anyone here other than us?
No, everyone left. Seems like all the people who were in here. Yeah, everyone who was
the
in here was
drugs!
just Lady Blackburn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
The
You're resourceful.
drugs.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You all,
Oh,
put your part in. So, here's the
Alright.
gold back.
Barga
Say
said
it was
something
40
about
or
wrestling.
41?
40. Wait, no, 80. 80.
Yeah.
It's 80. Because you got 400 and I'm
40,
dividing it 5 ways. 400 gold, I'm dividing it 5 ways. So it's 80 to everyone. Except
Alright.
Javen.
Thank you, Javen. I don't actually know what this is, but
Yeah, don't worry about it. You helped. You helped.
It's
It's the stuff on the ship. You know, the clothes and stuff.
Oh, that was actually worth something?
Those clothes are quite nice, Gregory. Yes.
It's elven
Have
clothing.
clothes.
Of course, elven anything is worth something, Gregory.
Indeed.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, I guess they were smuggling some. Do they not Do they not like elven stuff getting out of the lands or something?
Well, I've noticed from different people in Mobia, they're always trying to achieve the elegance and intricacies of elven manufactured products.
Oh, it's like a trade secret thing. Oh, all right.
They just look really nice. I mean, I haven't seen anything as nice as the stuff I've seen back home. So they would probably be viewed as higher quality. They're also foreign.
All right. Well, good deal. Thank you, Javen.
Yeah.
Hey, Jody, can I talk to you for a little bit?
Certainly.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah,
Night, y'all.
I'll see y'all in the morning. You been up late, Jody? You want me to fix something to eat or something?
I honestly don't feel like eating right now. I have 1,000 things swimming in my mind, and well, I'd rather keep on an empty stomach before the stress would cause me to throw it all up.
All right. I don't know if you know anything about this, but you look at something for me.
Certainly. What exactly are you trying to show me, Timberson?
Pull it out of my waistband.
Okay. Oh.
Unfurl the thing and slide it out on the table. This here message is so. That mean anything to you?
She pulls out the somewhat rolled up scroll, sort of very carefully taking the corners of it between her fingers, trying to grab as little as possible after seeing where it came out of. Let's see.
It's still in the scroll case when it was in my drawers.
Regardless. She unfurls it, lays it across the table, looks at it with a furrowed brow, sort of runs her finger along it, trying to poke it, trying to feel if there's any indentations in the paper itself, where these little dots, these little pips are placed, and sort of shaking her head. Where did you get this, Timberson?
It showed up on my doorstep. I guess that mean it ain't for you, is it?
I can't say that it is, but
I was afraid about that.
It looks like it's meant to be coded with something, but
Yes, Sam said the same thing. He thought there was numbers or something on there. Sort of like a collector's note.
I
wouldn't happen to know where the old man is, would you?
Are you actually looking for Edda?
Well, had the family name on it, so yeah. Don't really know why it came to my address, though. I don't even know if the old man has a place to sleep right now, though, so I don't really know what it's supposed to mean. But if he's dragging us into something again, I better go fucking find out before it gets too bad, and I don't feel right about leaving the kids here, especially if I'm going to be gone for weeks again, knowing that this thing is sitting here.
I see. I can't say for certain where Edda is at any point in time. Usually, if there's a place that will keep him that's not the jailhouse, it's the Silver Skink. But are you sure you wish to see him now? I can only imagine in the late hour he's been drinking. Can't imagine how much help he'll be. But if you wish to seek him, I would probably search there.
Alright. I don't really expect him to be worth two shits, but I gotta try. Even if it's just to pass on this damn message knowing that he's gone in deep with somebody. Should be his damn problem, not mine. Thank you, Jody. I'll still be here in the morning. Make sure that. Just gotta take care of this.
Be careful out there, Gregory. I would be careful who you talk to. I don't know if Javen mentioned anything to you at all during the day. This Argos day that Samantha brought together, it's invited, well, some unsavory company to Oakwell.
What do you mean? Who?
She sort of just turns her eyes aside. To keep it simple, Gregory, I believe a bit of my past may be catching up with me. If anyone mentions the fallen horse, I would ask you not to point them in our direction.
I understand. You need help with something, Jody? You know I'm here for you.
Roll me an insight check, Greg. You see Jody's
got
eyes.
a lot on my mind right now, and it's just another thing piled on top of it. My head just starting to swim.
Yeah, you see Jody look at you for a moment, and she just looks tired. She just looks stressed. And she just kind of offers you a little smirk. It's nothing I can't handle, Gregory. All I ask is your silence, and things will be all right.
All right, yeah, you got it. Let me know if anything comes up. Good night, Jody.
Good night, Timberson.
So I roll up the scroll, stick it back in the case, stick it back in my waistband.
Okay. So Gregory's doing some night hopping.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out to the Silver Sky.
All right. As night's coming on, at this point, most of the torches have been put out as a couple of people from the fallen horse have taken to a bit of night strolling. Clyde and Mitty making your way up to Barga's house to make do on a promise to hurry and spend the night with Barga, whereas Gregory is going across the way to the Silver Skink.
Just heading right down the road. Remember last time he saw himself here. He's just gonna sort of walk in, tall, has got a different air this time around, where last time he was ashamed of the sight of his father. This time he's come here with a purpose, and he's just gonna get it done, and there's no reason to fret about it. Just something that needs to happen. And he just walks in, pushes the door open, stands in the doorway looking around, trying to see if he sees the old man.
It's kind of strange. Usually the festivities bring lots of people to these inns. Even the places like the Silver Skink will be packed with these like rowdy and exciting men late into the night fighting and gambling and drinking the night away. Tonight, it's actually pretty quiet. It's strange because when you open the door, Greg, it's actually sort of stuck at first until you pull it and you see like the hinges are barely hanging onto the side. Looks like this place has gone in some pretty bad way. And as you step inside the room, you can see that most of the bar space is relatively empty. There's only a couple people sort of just hanging out and just drinking, some of them sleeping at the bar, and a couple tables by themselves, mostly empty save for like a couple. One of them seems to have a couple of men in dark cloaks just sort of sitting and nursing a couple drinks between them. They're just muttering quietly to each other as if they're trying to stay awake, but they're easing into unconsciousness. And by himself on the far end of this bar, no one else to trouble him and no one to trouble really, sitting in sort of this sour state with an empty flask in front of him, you see Eder Timberson.
As soon as I look at him, get a half glance at the rest of the room, but just start walking over to him, just directly, making a decent amount of noise if I've got to move a chair out of the way as I start to approach him just to get his attention. I sort of want him to know that I'm here before I sit down, but what is going on?
Oh, here's That was weird.
I was hearing a weird static robot make.
Yeah, my thing. It was microphone, headphone. If something gets loose, you can hear and talk at the same time. Weird, crazy echo. As your steps are loud and pronounced, making your presence known, and after only a few, Eder raises his head from his glass, furrows his thick brow, and looks up at you. You can see him immediately. The moment he sees you and you lock eyes, you can hear that jaw of his hanging half from one end to the other click as he adjusts it. Sort of a tick of his since you've broken at last with that strong right hook of yours. And he just sort of lets out this grunt.
Pull up a chair, stick it down on the other side of the table away from him, sit down. Ed?
Boy.
Seem to be about your normal business.
I don't know about that. Face doesn't hurt too bad. But joints ain't too painful. There ain't some motherfucker in here trying to break my jaw. I'd say tonight's pretty calm.
They say aches and pains come with age. I got something for you. Apparently a piece of mail. I think it was meant for you. I don't know why it's showing up on my doorstep.
I don't get mail.
Know anything about that?
I don't get mail, boy.
And what the hell is this? I just pop out the scroll case and just slide it across the table. Just mostly throwing it, sort of skids and rolls.
He just watches it roll up and then bounce against his flag again before settling on the table. He just grabs it with his large hand and pulls it over. Pops open the top, pours the scroll out. 10%. The fuck is this? As he unfurls the scroll, looks it over. Fuck is this? Fucking dots? Boy, you trying to trick me or something?
I do want to give a good insight check to see if I see his eyes actually rolling across it like he's actually reading, or if it just is straight.
Give me an insight check.
Balls.
Yeah, the moment you try to read him, his expression just hardens, and he's a pretty simple man to read in general, but he's pretty stark with his appearances, and he always tries to maintain a hard expression. So the moment you're trying to read him, he just looks up at you with those hardened eyes. And he sort of spits at you. You making fun of me, boy?
This time around, Ed.
Yeah, I get it. Old Ed can't read, so you send him a fucking unreadable note as he just throws it on the ground, lets it roll across the table. Just a bunch of fucking dots.
You ain't never gotten nothing like that before, huh? No little messages, no little deals, no little debts you need to be paying.
I don't get mail, boy. This is some sneaky bullshit, as we tell me. People send messages and throw them in your fucking face and give me your shit you can't fucking read.
I'm trying to do something for me. I thought maybe somebody was out after your hide. And I was real tempted to let them just come after it. Be a whole lot easier for me. But I'm trying to be better than that. Trying to not be so damn petty.
Oh, you looking after your old man. Oh, that's real nice. Hear that click, Greg? Oh, that's another sign of you looking after your old man. Oh, I can hear it every time I take a bite of my food. Oh, I can feel it every time.
Mm.
And this arm of mine, I can't even lift it after you took care of me before. Oh, what a kind boy I raised. What a kind boy.
First one was before I learned how to not be so damn petty. The second should fucking thank me for that. Otherwise, you would have beat a man to death that night. You would have hung. Yeah, think about that every time your damn jaw clicks. Old bat.
Oh, self-righteous Gregory. Standing above the others with his tall shoulders and his tall head full of fucking kid dreams. Like, I thank the old Father Winter for that. Telling you gonna be a good man someday. You still get angry, Greg? You still feel that blood boil? You still feel my blood boil? You still get angry, Greg? How good man can you be if you let yourself give into that anger? How many people you kill with that anger? How many people deserve it?
Just see my fist starting to clench. Yeah, I still got your old bastard blood in me. I ain't gonna let it rule me though.
Mm-hmm. And what about little Johnny there? I heard he got a little bit of it too. When he swung that sword and broke it right across that kid's head. That a boy. Taking after his old man, I gotta say. I'm proud of that kid.
I'm done here, Ed. I'm done with your taunts. Fucking garbage. It's tiring. And honestly, I got more important things to be doing. So, if somebody's after you hide, if you pretending what the hell's on that note, oh well. I will off it though. I ain't gonna be petty. If somebody comes hunting for you, come on, find my dough. Sure, you can't handle it yourself, being in the state you always in. And keep the damn thing. I'm sure you'll figure out what it means eventually. So I'm gonna get up.
He's looking at this scroll, this only piece of paper. He just throws it back at you. You got someone who can fucking read, can't you? Someone who's smart, someone who can read this bullshit. It ain't fucking mine, Greg. I don't get mail. How many times I gotta fucking put it through your fucking thick head? Tell you I ain't got no mail. You figure this shit out on your own. It says Timberson on it. You think you're so fucking high and mighty, son. You think every problem that comes to your goddamn door is mine. Maybe you a problem, boy. Maybe you ruffle someone's feathers. What? You crossing people? You making enemies out there? Probably because hanging out with that Jody girl. She knows how to make a good friend and a good enemy.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Anything about an eagle cross your mind, old man?
Fucking eagle. Where eagle come from around here? You think I'm... Oh, shit. Was it all black, or was it all white, or was it brown?
It's a big ass eagle carrying a message. Timberson. Black colored. Ringing a bell?
That shit come from down south. White eagles is rare. You find that shit in the desert.
Desert. The mind starts to swim again.
Oh, maybe you did make an enemy, Greg. Go on, go tell Father Winter. He'll tell you what to do. How to be friendly with him. Maybe you'll save them.
Yeah. Here's some sleep, old man. I'm gonna grab the message and start walking out.
You take care, Gregory. You take care. Tell little Jamie I said hi. And as you're making your way out, Greg, the door opens up and you walk past someone as you're, oh, excuse me, as this red-skinned tiefling brushes past you and walks into the Silver Skin.
Pardon me. I just sort of say absentmindedly as I walk outside. Desert. So I sort of just look around, just confused, trying to understand what the hell that would mean. So I'm connected with Samantha now, but why? Hell. Made a damn fool of yourself, Greg. So I'm just gonna turn and start taking a leisurely walk up north and back to my house.
Sure. And as you're walking around, Greg, it's your mind is swimming a bit, but every once in a while you'll like sort of step around a pile of like broken wood, pieces that looks like tiling from a roof, and then it starts to become a bit more prominent as you look around. Some of these doors, not of residents, not of like personal residences, but like just establishments, like little storefronts. Looks like a lot of the doors have been just sort of torn or ripped open and then slammed shut as the framing around them has been broken. Some of the windows look like they've been roughed up a bit. This whole area looks like it's been met by, looks like a storm or something, or maybe just a mob of people, but I mean, everyone was in the middle of town.
How many do I pass like this?
About like, along this, maybe about like 5, no, about 9, I'd say in total.
I probably wouldn't notice in the first like 5, but then maybe something on the 6th or 7th. But what the hell? Are the streets just deserted this late at night?
Oh yeah. Again, the torchlights lighting this road are dimming ever so softly until it's just sort of this shadowy glow over everything. But it's enough to where you could pick up that this place looks like it's been damaged a bit.
I'm gonna lean down and pick up one of the pieces of broken wood, something big enough for a club. Start making my way to what looks like, I guess, like the most broken door, something I could probably get into without having to re-bust down, and just poke my head inside. Hello? Somebody in there?
You looks like you walk into, looks like not quite an inn, but like sort of just an easy stay home, a place where basically someone who doesn't have the money to really afford an inn or sleep on the streets can call home. But you basically open the door. Well, you try to open the door. It actually seems like it's been wedged, and then you realize the door is backwards. Where the handle, the side of the framing where the handle is where the hinges would be. It's like someone took the door off and turned it around. And you pull it open. The whole thing almost falls on top of you until you catch it with your strength. And inside, everything's just empty.
Just put it all to one side, look around for a little bit, as not able to see much. Look at the piece of wood as I just sort of hold it out in front of me as light just shines up the shaft of it, and take a couple steps in. Hello? What do I see inside?
You see the inside of this establishment. It's pretty just basic looking. Wooden floors that creak beneath your feet. You see tables strewn out, only a couple of them. Mostly just a set of staircases leading up into a series of what you've seen before, very basic rooms. It looks like nobody's here tonight. It looks like the storefront has basically been, well, the place should be closed. Nothing seems to be truly damaged except for around the doorway, where you can see splinters on the ground, where the frame has been cracked, where the door was torn off its hinges. Looks like someone just sort of ripped the door open and then put it back in its place.
Damn. One thing, it's another. So I'll go outside and drop the piece of wood. I'm gonna hurry my way to the watchman's.
Okay. Yep, you just see some guards on post. Some of them look pretty tired. You can see the remains of the party where the great stand was, and you can see the bonfire smoldering. You still see some people like casually talking, some of the stands being put up and away. You see a lot of guards just sort of leaning on their spears, getting a little tired as they're waiting for the next shift to come take over. And they're just see you approach.
Hey, yo!
What do you want, Greg?
I need to report something. Just down that way, down the street. Somebody's been busting up storefronts and things. I don't know what they're doing, but all the door's been busted open and replaced.
Stores and bust, people breaking in.
Yeah.
Ah, hell. I knew a festival was a bad idea. This invites trouble. Alright then. Okay, boys. Let's go check it out. Okay, 10%. We'll get on it. We'll look at it. We'll contact the owners. Is it just down the way, you say?
Yeah, just down there to the left.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks,
Appreciate it.
10%.
Good night, y'all. So hopefully it's nothing. As I'm gonna head back home. A little bit worried, a little bit scared what I might find the door, but also knowing like, it's on the other side of town. I can't do that, right? I'm shuffling home, hoping the door is intact when I get there.
Oh yeah, everything on this side of town seems pretty well kept. Even though you're not quite in the nice part of the residential area of Oakwell, seems like, well, this place wasn't targeted at all. And you make it back home, safe and sound. And Clyde, as you make it to Barga's, she greets you at the door, gives you a big smile. Happy to see you're here, but kind of disconcerted that you showed up a bit late. But nonetheless, she invites you in.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And the night turns on. As the sun finally gone, the night has taken over Oakwell. The next day comes quite soon. Some people waking up quite early in preparation for what's going to be a busy day, busy week. Others possibly sleeping in after quite a stressful, or in other words, exciting night, as we come to the morning of Wednesday, August 15th.
Well, I get up at 5 a.m. and go to the Heartwood Sanctum.
Ooh, good old church going, boy.
I gotta tell Father Shape that I'm leaving. See if he needs me to do anything in Broken Ridge.
Okay.
Get his advice on what to do about centaurs and their land, and what Sylvanas would want me to do.
Asking Father Winter, or Father Shep rather, about how Sylvanas would view this situation, essentially.
Aye.
No? Father Shep basically comes down to this and gives you a simple explanation to you, Clyde. That in the similar ways of balance, that there is action and reaction, that there is light and dark. There are creatures like centaurs who uphold peace. They wish simply to hold their land, a land that they've held for thousands of years before the tides of man came and took over Mobia. Even longer, some say, than the elves had been around. But, just as those who would broker peace, there were those who would prefer war. Just as there were animals who would prefer to eat the grass and the fruits from the plants, there were those who prefer to sink their sharpened teeth into flesh. You must respect the ways of the centaurs, but deal with them as they must be. What exactly do you tell him about the situation? Tell him everything?
I tell him what Lady Blackburn said, and that they've been killing people. And I'm just really kind of asking permission. Is it alright if I kill them? Because they've been killing people?
It would be a just response. Basically, he answers it in more of a question to you, Clyde, which is, imagine if you did this. If you went after these people who, it sounds like there has been discontent between some people and the idea of killing them. If you killed them, Clyde, how would you feel? How would your heart bear that burden? Would it be with ease? Would it hold no burdens? Or would you feel pain for doing so?
I don't think I would feel really hardly any pain, because they're killing people. If you start killing people, then that's not alright. But I'll let Persephone try her way. But if need to, I'll just have to fucking drop him. So I'm not gonna let them kill any of my friends.
You see him smile at you. That is a well-tempered answer, Clyde. Approach peace, but hold force in the other hand. That balance. You are learning quite well, I must say. Sylvanus' teachings have taken to you. As he puts a hand on your shoulder and gives you a very weak squeeze, because he's an old man.
Alright. Well, I'll be back. And if I'm not, just tell Barga.
All right then, Clyde. Safe travel. As he sends you out of the Heartwood Sanctum, after I'm assuming you're spending some time praying and aligning yourself with nature.
I'll go and get my horse.
Okay, what are the rest of y'all doing as you're making preparations early in the morning?
Persephone gets up early and she goes straight to Locasta's apothecary. She remembers last time the centaurs came up, she asked what Locasta knew. But now she has another friend at her store who reads a lot of books. So Persephone's going to go and ask Peleus if he knows anything on the Zephytune tribe of centaurs, and if there are anything that he's read about centaur customs, symbols of peace, anything that she can do to help approach them. Instead of, just rolling up on their land and be like, what's up?
Yep. Immediately as you approach this idea to Peleus, he gives you a very harsh and simple answer. I have no idea. And he basically relates to you. He lived most of his life, 900 years, on an island, isolated from the rest of the world. His understanding of Mobia was from books, for the most part. He does know about centaurs, mostly about the Illyrian centaurs, those that are less horse-like and more deer-like as they trample through the forest. He knows that they are known for peace. They are known for being gentle. They are guardians of their territory. They are less nomadic and they're more stationary at certain points. The centaurs of Mobia, though, if they're like horses, kind of hard to say. Horses can be quite temperamental. He knows that there have been stories of some centaurs who have been pushed to the edge when they've been cornered. They will draw arms and strike out viciously. Thinks that might possibly be the case if these guys are meant to be friendly, and they're now attacking at some point. Maybe it's because they feel threatened. Though it does sound pretty mean what they're doing to all those people.
But it's as you said, if they're threatened, their behavior makes sense. But thanks anyways. And I skip off happily.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to get done.
Okay, what the rest of y'all doing?
Say good morning to the kids, let them know that I'll be setting off. It'll be at least 2 weeks. I'm going up to Broken Ridge. And, I don't want to scam or nothing, but there was some break-ins during the festival, so just don't be staying out late at night. Keep the door locked.
Joey even wakes up this morning. You can see he has his sword underneath his pillow. Maybe that bird put a scare in him. Usually the walls of Oakwell keep everyone safe. Usually if there's someone, unsavory in town, it's not in this area. So suddenly having an animal invade your home, kind of scary. So he's definitely on guard. He has taken his little captain role of walking and keeping in formation like a guard, trying to keep his little sister and little brother safe.
It may mean nothing. Don't worry about the bird neither. I looked into it and it's fine. Just run-of-the-mill thugs in the town. Again, it should be fine. Just don't be wandering around in the dark. I'll be back in a bit. Head to the Fallen Horse.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And all throughout town, you do hear some squabbling of what's going on as you're passing through crowds of people. Seems like the populace has died down since the party has ended. You just hear people, especially get farther down south, complaining. They're blaming Argos Day a bit on what happened to their storefronts and some of their homes. That people probably got really drunk and got really rowdy and decided to go kick in doors. Nothing was stolen or taken. Nobody seemed to be hurt. It just seemed like people were probably just having a goof, destroying their front property front, which is going to be sending a lot of letters to the mayor. Okay. How about the rest of y'all? Luna, what are you doing?
Not really much in terms of preparation. Guess she goes to buy more, what's it called, rations, and then packing clothes for the trip, and then that's kind of it. She's just kind of just waiting in the lobby for everyone to get there.
Okay. Picking up some rations. Yeah. Anyone else want to do something as you guys gathering up to get ready to go?
Morning,
Questions?
y'all. Is Jody around?
Yep, you come in and Jody's actually working quite tirelessly in the morning. You see her behind the bar, basically scrubbing everything down. Even though you guys spent the whole day cleaning it to perfection, supposedly, she seems to be keeping herself quite busy today, but she does make herself known as she pops her head from around, apparently, the new kitchen.
Morning, Jody. That thing you told me about yesterday, your people looking for you, they might have had a time of it just a couple streets over. If we're gone, you gonna be alright? You need to get out of town for a bit? I know it's bad time with the fallen host and everything, but I don't feel right knowing you're here with somebody looking for you and I ain't around.
I understand, Timberson, but I will say this. These break-ins happened in the middle of this festival. It was an act of opportunity, I believe. And I believe whatever danger I may have been in, well, now that the eyes are no longer on Samantha's display, and things are returning to normal, and now that the God's eyes are on these events, I believe I should be safe. These things were not done as an act for all to see. It was no goblin setting fire to the town. It was an act in shadow. I believe now that the eyes are on the situation, I should be safe. Besides, now I have the eyes of a noble keeping her watch on me. If anything were to happen, well, many would know.
True, no. Just be careful. I saw some of them doors. They pulled right off the damn hinges. I don't know any man that could do that, so just be safe. Oh, Samantha!
Yes.
Morning. I don't even know anymore, but I got a letter or something the other day, and I've been making an ass out of myself making assumptions on what the hell it's supposed to be. Sam looked at it, and he thought they were numbers or something, and Jody didn't know, and I thought for a bit that maybe it was some Ed's business, but either he was so drunk and cross-eyed he couldn't read it, or it wasn't his either. Could you take a look at it?
Well, I was wondering if they were actually going to respond. Yes.
God, it was you. God dang. Alright. Well, I got you a weird letter. Did you put my address as where you pick up your mail? Why didn't you put it to the fallen host? You scared the kids half the damn death. There's a big ass bird on the front porch.
I am truly sorry for that. I did not list myself because, well... And she just kind of gestures to where you found the gaping wound in her lower abdomen as she limped into town. I did not want my presence being known here in case things got intercepted.
If you got killers coming after you, could you not send letters to the place where the kids are living? Maybe send it to the God post or something. Please.
I'll make the adjustment.
Appreciate that. But here, this is yours then. I hand over the scroll case.
Pops it open, unfurls the scroll. Jody, do you have a piece of paper? A parchment?
Yes. She kind of looks at the parchment in your hand and then looks back at you, and she goes to the back and pulls out like a small sheet of paper and hands like a small charcoal stick.
You see Samantha just draws a square on the other piece of paper, and then she just seems to sort of grid it out into this sort of 5x5 shape. It looks like this is encoded. It should be this pattern. And she just starts to write out letters in common into the spots in the grid square. And it seems to, oddly enough, she seems to write A, then B, then C, then D, then E. And then it seems to just sort of loop back around, going back up, almost in this sort of winding up and down, back to back sort of pattern. Kind of like a snake. Let's see.
I'll just give myself some food, sit on the far side of the table, and pretend like I'm not paying attention to what she's doing, but it's pretty obvious that I'm trying to speak to sneak.
It looks like there's 3 messages here. And she just seems to work out the cipher. Huh. Well, that's strange. It's just 3 words. Or phrases, rather. I do not know what emerald scale?
As soon as you say those words, Samantha, you see that the actual dots along this code of note sort of light up, and then these words begin to spill out into the air, and you hear this deep, almost like heroic sounding voice resonate through the air, and almost like it's projecting into all of your ears itself as some message pours out. As you hear, "The Ouroboros is broken, my queen. Those loyal to you are retreating to the old city to seek protection from the Empress. Fight on, Erebos." And the letters, the dots, fade away.
I'm sorry, but what the fuck?
I'm assuming we didn't hear that.
Oh, you all heard it.
Did.
Oh!
Yeah.
Nice.
As you can see, like, there was a sort of joviality to Samantha yesterday, for certain. And this morning, it seems to have mostly drifted off. And now, just looking at her, it is completely gone.
I want a talking letter too now.
Where did you get this? As Jody's sort of looking over the parchment that now lost a line of coded text.
The hell is an Ouroboros?
Empress.
Ouroboros.
It is my nights. They are broken. The emerald scale is me, which means the golden scale is... You can see...
Another line of text erupts from the page. As you hear another voice reach out into your ears. This time not loud and manly, it's soft and gentle. A woman's voice. "We tried to rescue Angelica. The Ibn bastards killed her in the battle. I am truly sorry, my queen. You are all that is left. Andromeda."
So is this like a play and a letter?
Samantha, you what? I'm confused.
You just see tears start rolling down her face. And it seems like for a moment you can see just the green scales seem to just sort of flash over her face, as it seems like she's almost half removed her disguise before it just seems to go back down.
Damn. Must have been.
Oh, this can't be true. This can't be true.
Was that?
No. She just seems to just get up just with a jolt away from the table where she seems to have these two letters on it. No, this is a lie. This is not. I wasn't.
Does that mean they addressed you as queen?
She just seems to just step forward. I don't actually hit my desk and just slam her fist onto the table in front of her. This cannot be true. No, I had more time. Why did they go without me? Why did they?
Hey, what's Samantha the queen of?
Why did they go without me? No. Headshot. Fuck.
I think Gregory.
Y'all,
What is happening right now?
can y'all give us a second?
Yeah. You got this, Timberson. You seem to have a better grasp of what's happening.
Take me instead, please.
I'm gonna go buy some healing potions. See y'all in a bit.
I should have been there.
Samantha, was that message what I think it was? Is that
I couldn't have been me. I should have never let them take you. Please, Empress. I'll give you anything. Anything you want. Give her back to me.
I'm sorry. That's a terrible damn thing.
You can see just like the back of her hood just kind of wrestle and move on its own. She just sort of sits up away from the table, just her face just a mess, snot, tears. It's just disgusting to look at, honestly, but it's her true face, snakes and all, and they just seem to be without life, just hanging like almost like normal hair.
Man, I know you need time, but don't take that time if you need it. I know if that was hell, I don't. Do you need anything?
My bag.
Right. I'll go get it for you. Just hold on one second. So I'll get up and start shuffling up to the rooms and try to find what looks like her room. Go get the bag.
Samantha, if we need to change our plans, I'm pretty sure we will.
You can just see just this almost contorted look on her face, like her brow is furrowed in anger, but her lips are just sort of quivering like she wants to continue to cry, as like it just seems like her emotions are tearing her in two different directions.
Bring the bag down. Yeah, I got it. Here. Put it on the table for her.
And she just reaches into it without looking and just slides out what looks like a very nice bottle of wine given to her by Queen. And she just seems to take a single finger, which seems to almost sort of elongate, and a talon seems to almost appear out of nowhere as she just jabs it into the bottle and removes the cork, flicking it off to the side. Before taking a long swig from the bottle. I am Mortal. Immortals.
Another burst of force comes from the page. The dots erase, and a voice fills your ears once again. This one, soft but harsh, like the hiss of a snake reaching right into your ear and trying to pierce the very depths. The order of Nevermore has an enchantment, or blessing, making them unkillable. They can't be beaten. They can't be stopped. Pray and follow her guidance. Demos.
You can see Samantha's hand just kind of gripping the table where the letter is, and it just seems to almost sort of go in that same sort of muscular fashion, the talons sprouting from where her nails are as she just sort of seems to dig into the table, scraping against the wood. Give me an
What's this
hour.
mean? Alright, yeah. Take all the time you need.
I will meet you at the north gates on Phobos. When she's saying this, you just see more tears streaming down her face. Her eyes red, and it almost seems, for the first time, actually, just unfocused.
The others, you want us to tell them, or?
You can see for the first time her snakes just sort of seem to look up at you at first, Gregory, and then over at Luna, her eyes just unmoving from the parchment Blake in front of her. Tell them. Tell them so I do not have to recount my suffering.
Alright. Just. We could handle this, Samantha. You don't. You've done enough. You don't need it. Yeah, we'll see you in an hour. Just stand up, look over at Luna, and give her a nod. Start walking towards the front door.
That's Persephone here, or is she at a
I just
Sarcastic?
assumed I was like on my way back to the fallen horse, so I don't think I'm there.
La 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 la.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'll leave right behind Gregory.
Javen's already run off. Others should be getting here.
Samantha, you're sort of left alone in the inn with Jody, if the rest of you are leaving, going off. Assuming. Yes? Can I get a yes? Can I get a yes up in here?
Well, I'm at the north gate. I've been there the whole time, getting the horses ready.
You're talking Samantha.
Is it just me and Jody?
That's what I'm asking. Is everyone else leaving? Okay.
Yeah.
Got my yes up in here. Okay. Yep, you see Jody just sort of confused, trying to understand exactly what's going on, but after a little while, the more she hears and the more she sees you, of all people, reacting, Samantha, she seems to begin to pick up on a few things. I do not know what's going on with you, Samantha, but I understand this kind of thing. Untimely loss is a difficult thing to grasp. But as she says this, she puts a hand on your shoulder, and then her eyes fall into the parchment itself. Although I do wonder, where did this thing come from? As she picks it up. The material seems almost familiar. Although I've seen many forms of parchment. Unfortunate that this one, so nice, came bearing a message of death. When the moat explodes, and you hear this voice filling the air, Samantha. Oh, clever. Jody just holds the remains of this tattered parchment as it scatters through the air. No, I don't get that one. I will say, a new rule for the Fallen Horse. No more magic notes. They have proven to be quite dangerous. Take your time, Samantha, but keep in mind there is work to be done. And she dusts up the remains of this letter, tosses it away, and starts setting up the bar for, hopefully, the new opening for the Fallen Horse.
Just want to confirm something. Was that her laugh?
That was another voice spreading from this parchment after it exploded.
Huh.
Standing outside the door, just basically standing guard at this point, and I know some people are coming back, and I don't really, just trying to give Samantha her time. Want to stop anybody that's. Oh, purse! Hold up.
Is everyone ready to go? Should I just head to the gate?
Javen's run off. I don't know where Clyde's at. Listen, Samantha she just got some bad news. It's gonna sound crazy. And I don't know, Luna might even know more than me, but when we came back from helping Marjorie, right before, Samantha showed everybody the whole, scale thing, she told me that she comes from way on down south in the desert, and she's one of the Yonti, which I'm sure you know, but she ain't. She showed up here being hunted. Apparently her family, once you know it, apparently nobles or even royalty down there. She just got a letter that called her a queen. And also, apparently the people that were hunting her got the better of her people. I don't even know if she's really got people to go back to at this point, and I'm pretty sure it said that her sister was killed too. She just asked for a bit. I don't know if she's gonna really become with us or not. She just said to meet her up there at the North Gate in an hour, so I don't really know what else to do.
Exactly that, then. We'll see her up at the North Gate in an hour.
Yeah. If she don't show up, then I guess well, it's understandable. Luna, you don't know anything else, do you?
I was only told as much as you were told, basically.
Alright. She was worried about her sister for a long time. Guess why she was putting up with my foolish ass. She sort of just wanted somebody to trust in to help her out, but I don't know what this means now. I'm sure we'll find out one way or another. Just we just gotta be there for her.
Yeah. Any way we can be. Okay.
Javen ran off, but I think he knows better not to come back to this. I think Clyde went up to the gate. Not really sure, but
That's fine. I'll just sneak around the back, get my stuff, and head on over to the gate.
alright, I'll meet you up there. Start heading up north.
Okay.
So I go to buy healing potions. Wherever that is.
Not very common. You would know in Oakwell, at least recently, there was a place at Apothecary where you could acquire some, but they are far and few and somewhat expensive.
I have money to burn.
That is true. If you go up to Locasta, she'd only have a few to offer you.
Fine, I'll buy them all.
Okay. Basically, there's 3 few, I guess, lesser common healing potions and 2 greater, but the lessers are going to cost you 75 apiece, and the greater is going to be 125.
So that's 1 greater and 3 lesser?
There's 2 graders and 3 common.
I see. Okay, I'll buy them all. How much is that in total?
Okay, so that's 75, 75, 75, which is 225 plus 125 plus 125 is 250. So that would be a total of 200 or 475 GP.
Fork it up. Fork it over.
All right.
Yeah.
Basically, you pull out these. They look like little bottles of red elixir within, but you can see floating within. It looks like pieces of other plants, like ground up and sort of floating as these little green shards glimmering within the red liquid. Bit rudimentary looking, not quite as pure as you'd hope for a potion of this caliber, but it'll do.
Nice.
You gave Locasta a considerable amount of business. She's excited to see you come in with filled pockets, and you leave with potions in hand. Okay. Assuming everyone's now heading up north.
Yep.
What's lesser healing?
Lesser healing is common
1d4.
healing. 1d4, or is it 2d4? 1d4. 2d4, I think.
I think I thought it was 1d4.
2d4
That's
plus
2d4? 2d4 plus 2.
Yep. Okay. Alrighty. And with everyone heading up north, very carefully making your way throughout town, you find the northern gates are relatively, just normally guarded. Nobody really stops you on the way. Nobody frisks you down. They see you basically leaving on your horses. That I'm assuming to be a considerable hurry now at this point.
Yep.
As you guys depart from the northern gate and make your way out onto the open road.
What's greater? 64 or something?
44.
Greater is 44.
Yeah, before Samantha shows up, I'd basically tell Clyde that got some bad news, but we'll wait till Javen gets here because he needs to hear it too.
Oh,
I
alright.
will.
Well, I got your horse already and everything. Got Persephone's horse already.
I appreciate that.
I thought you said we were leaving early, though. It's kind of getting late.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it when Javen shows up.
Alright.
I think his ass, how you run so damn fast? Javen! Oh yeah!
I think I pulled something
Yeah.
last night.
You too.
Howdy. Got some
Javen.
potions.
Javen already sold it Saul, but Samantha just got a letter. And
Oh, that's nice.
it didn't have good tidings in it.
Oh.
You didn't know this, Clyde, and Javen didn't either. Samantha sort of confided in me. Y'all both obviously know she's she ain't human. She's.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, yeah,
Back when
she's
she
a
got
snake
attacked.
lady. I think they call him the Yanti.
Yeah. Not just that.
We aren't related, by the way, just because we're both
No, you're
reptilian.
Dragonborn. I know what a Dragonborn is.
Alright. Some people get that confused.
Yeah, but she ain't really common folk though. Where she come from, I don't really know how the Yanti stuff works, but apparently she was royalty.
What?
And that letter called her a queen, so apparently she used to rule down there. But that was a while ago, and I don't. That letter basically said that her kingdom ain't really no more people loyal to her. I think they just about got wiped out. She came here because she got run out of her hometown, a kingdom or something. Well, biggest thing is she told me that she had a sister back there. And basically came up here looking for people to trust, people to be able to help her. And I was trying to do what I could, but it took too damn long. And that letter said that her sister ain't alive no more.
Oh.
So.
Wait, she's been lying to us the whole time?
Why would you
Is that what you pick up on that?
lying?
Well, why wouldn't she just ask for our help right away? We would have went so long ago.
Apparently there's some real dangerous folk around here, Clyde. People that, I don't know all the parts of it, but it might even have something to do with the people that killed the whole mayor of Oakwell. And if they stretch all the way down south, people could have eyes and ears all over the damn place.
It was better for her to be cautious.
Yeah, she was something hiding. She went spreading around. And Clyde, not to be an ass, but you have a tendency to shout things real loud.
I don't know why she wouldn't. I mean, I'd fucking die for each and every one of you.
That's the thing about trust. It's not about what you would do if the other person doesn't feel like they can trust in your word.
I didn't realize we were in the presence of royalty.
Wait, she's a queen?
Apparently, I don't know all the details of it or not, and I mean, I don't know if she really had a plan in all this. I don't know, but it obviously didn't in the way she wanted.
Well, obviously, Gregory, her sister's dead.
Yeah, but she said she's gonna meet us here probably another 20 minutes or so. So she told me to tell y'all, but she didn't want to retell it. So
That
if she
makes
shows
sense.
up, I don't know. Just give it time.
Let's just not make a big deal out of it at the
Agreed.
moment.
If she wants to share, she'd do it. We don't
Yeah,
get a Prada about it.
give her time to grieve.
So, like, do we just ignore her?
No, we aid her however she wants us to. So instead of us just volunteering advice and sympathies and condolences, we wait for her to reach out to any of us for those. Maybe she wants to handle this by herself.
Yeah. She confided in me, but to be honest, I still don't really know a damn thing about what was really happening. None of us in the position to really say a damn thing. I don't even know how to talk to royalty. I feel like I've been an ass this whole damn time.
Gregory, you've been talking to her the whole time. It's fine.
I know, but
Yeah. You don't need to treat her any differently than you already have. That's why she confided in you. It's because the way that
Yeah.
you treat her is like a friend.
I mean, I'm not fucking calling her Her Majesty. I'm just gonna call her Samantha.
Yeah.
A fucking
Let's
queen.
see if she shows up or not. If not, respect that decision.
Well, I want all of you to know, like, I'd fucking die for you, right? I'm not gonna hide any secrets. So,
Appreciate that, Clyde. We've certainly gotten close through all this. That's hell we've been going through.
you know.
But yeah, I mean, Samantha confided in me, against probably better judgment. So if there's anything y'all need my help for, let me know. I don't want this to repeat. I don't want us waiting and not trusting, getting to the point where there's no going back.
Fucking secrets. I don't like secrets. Just tell it like it is.
I mean, sometimes necessary, but it's painful.
As I start riding up.
Sort of give a wave as you approach. You ready to go, Samantha?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Let's get to getting then.
Alright, I'll lead the way. Make sure we don't get ambushed by something. Come on, mate.
Yeah, with Midian leading the way along with Clyde and using your ability to keep herself from getting, well, properly lost, as it were. You follow the main road, taking your horses up along the path, and you realize that unlike traveling before, where you're trekking through forests and, God forbid, frozen islands, the open road with a horse is actually quite fast, as rather than, for one, since you're on the road itself, you can travel at a fast pace without really any disregard or, disadvantages on anything. And because you're on a horse, you can travel twice as fast as normal. So you think if you're just riding up to Broken Ridge in total, it'll probably be about, I don't know, about possibly 4 or 5-ish days. Still quite a handsome trek to go when you only have a week's time. But with the road open ahead and sticking to this relatively safe road, you guys make it quite far. You guys actually end up spending about 4 days along the road itself, almost reaching the end of that 4th day, when something sort of catches your eye off in the distance, Clyde. You're watching the plains, flat and covered in grass, begin to rise and fall into these hills, and off just a distance, just a slight bit away, you can see along the hills to the north, it looks like where there should be grass, you can see harsh earth upturned and toiled. As it looks like, I mean, it's a few miles up, but you can make out it looks like something of a road, although rough and not quite done yet.
Oh, I think I see the road they're working on.
That's where we should go.
That's true.
Wait, is this road? I thought it was between Broken Ridge and Manhunt.
Oh, it's up
Yeah.
that way.
It's
Right,
like
it's that
another.
road.
I mean, we still a days out from Broken Ridge. Is it cutting out here?
This is what you see, essentially.
Why are they building it so far south?
It's possible that they started building it and then after all the issues, maybe tried to build around what they assumed was their territory and they were still wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're nomadic, there might not be a set line of territory. They could just travel throughout all of these lands.
True enough.
Mm-hmm.
So you think the main group of the Centaurs are further north and they tried to build south of them, but didn't go far enough?
Well, I mean,
She
if I'm looking
wasn't-
at the road, I would think they're probably somewhere around there.
Maybe.
Oh.
Well, the
Sometimes
stories
they're
would
somewhat
line up.
nomadic.
Yeah, it would line up if they're attacking the workers to build the road, so it would make sense to go where there is a not complete road to see exactly what's going on.
Alright, follow behind.
Alright. We gonna cut right in?
Well, I've always learned that the best way and the quickest way to a place is a direct line.
True enough. For some reason I thought we were gonna be checking out Broken Ridge, but I didn't realize the road be so far south. Let's do it then.
I'll go there anyways. We'll see Blackbriar there eventually.
Alright. So what's the game plan and all this, y'all? I mean, I don't really know what to offer Centaurs. I don't think they do it for free. Do they
Oh, don't
use
worry.
gold?
He's got a plan.
Yeah.
This is gonna go great.
Oh, alright. Well, I'll let Purse
What?
handle it then.
Yeah, Purse has
Glad,
got it.
glad to know you're on top of it, Purse. Thank God you're here. Believe it all to you. Don't worry, you won't need our help at all. We'll just be out here in the back.
We'll make sure your back's covered though, Persephone. Have total faith.
That's good, guys.
Also, if they start fighting you, we'll just let you have it. I'm sure you'll have
Wait!
If they start fighting her, Gregory, I'm gonna go save ours. Alright, let's go.
Mm-hmm. As you guys take off the road and cut across the wilderness, again, would have been something of a harsh trek, but Clyde knows how to navigate these lands. And now that you're getting closer to these rising hills, it kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, if these things are being attacked from the north, they're probably moving south. And also, looking behind, these straight roads you followed usually go across open plains. Now you're heading up into high rising hills that, well, those of you who've been brave enough to travel further would know rise into mountains. And you end up trying to go up to one of these steeper hills, trying to intercept the road. And as you get closer and closer, you see tall tents hidden behind or hidden in front of, so you can see taller hills. Looks like you're coming across a camp. Coming near the end of the day, so the sun's starting to set, but you still have plenty of daylight overhead. And the closer you get, the more you begin to notice something disconcerting. As you see life moving about this camp, you see people moving about. Looks like average, everyday stuff until you notice that a lot of them are running. And a lot of them are screaming. And a lot of them are being followed by horses. Ridden by, well, no. There's no one riding these horses. There's no heads on these horses, only the tops of men's bodies. As you see what you can only discern to be centaurs charging in this camp.
No, they got solid foes. Come on, y'all.
Oh shit.
As you buckle up on your horses and come to the edge of an assaulted road camp, that is where we will end our session tonight.
God.
Ugh.
I thought Javen was gonna buckle up himself.
Ooh. Dude, what is that thing?
Holy shit, look at them all.
Oh, they're all dead.
It's dark.
Here's your problem: the road's not even straight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terrible road
I guess that would be
I'm
it, yeah.
pissed that they have subpar.
Yeah, the
road work.
centaurs are freaking pissed at your poor road
Look
making
at all these
skills.
potholes.
Yeah,
Wanted
no
to build
wonder
the
they
road
hate
straight.
'em.
Damn it! Now you all die.
Shoddy work. They want to pay taxes for shoddy road work.
As the Valiant Seven come across the scene of a centaur attack. Presumably the Zephyrtune centaurs they've heard of before. You see them charging through both men armed with spears and light armor. Looks like just regular folk wearing overalls and simple cloths with spades and whatnot in their hands. And among them you see well-armed soldiers, some of them holding swords and shields, others gathering their supplies, somewhat caught off guard. What will they do? The final moment has come where it seems like a decision must be made. Will the centaurs be negotiated with? Can this battle be stopped without bloodshed? Or will things turn out the way that some fear? That the only way to stop this centaur problem is their annihilation. You'll have to find out next week, next Thursday, on A Song of Rapture.
Oh yeah.
Good shit.
Where Gregory makes more poor decisions and bad assumptions.
What are the other games they have going on?
Well, on Sunday, we're gonna go fight a fucking phoenix to prove that we could get into Elysium, Lannister's true home, and the realm of the gods.
Yeah. And
That
on
sounds
Tuesday, coming back for Kingdoms of the South, where our heroes have maybe bitten off more than they can chew, hunting down what they thought was a green dragon, something of legend that breathed poison, flew in the skies, but instead a strange, scaly beast actually dug up out of the ground, something that seemed to burrow caves, still breathing poison, but different beast than before. Strange dragon that still commanded a horde of kobolds. We cut him and burned him badly, but then he fled. And in hot pursuit, we may have found ourselves in a little bit of a trap. Hopefully we can get through it unscathed enough to continue our pursuit, or we may have to turn tail and run. We'll have to see. Kingdoms of the South.
Mm-hmm.
And don't
We'll be
forget,
fine.
everybody, we are sponsored by the wonderful Art Sand Coffee. Get your coffee with cool art on it. Amazing flavors like, I don't remember the flavors, guys.
Maple bacon and pumpkin spice.
Ultra Giga Hyper Caffeine Decaffeinated, of course.
And don't forget to use our code Ryan10 to get a cool discount on it.
Yeah, I drink coffee all the time. I love the coffee.
Order some! Drink it! Oh,
coffee.
kill you!
Mm-hmm.
Is that how that works? Is that how advertising works?
I love how black it is.
And of course, be back here
And it's
next.
all in my mouth.
Oh my
So
Nope.
hot.
Nope.
Nope.
Stop.
Time to mute Peter.
Stop.
Time to
Nope.
mute Peter.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it goes down my throat.
Nope.
No.
No.
I'm pretty
Nope.
sure like 3 of you guys have the power to mute Peter.
I mean, we
Hey,
want him
why
to
you
be
bullying
responsible
me?
enough to mute himself.
Yeah, we're good dads. But be back here on Thursday the 21st for more Song of Rapture at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Why does everyone abuse me?
Thank you everyone for watching our stream, and again, may our dice roll 20s, and you always make your save.
Toodles!
Later, y'all.